all you really have to do is just sort of break the habit, and then that kind of proves to you, oh yeah, this isn't something that I actually need to survive.
You just got to change your relationship with it a little bit.
So
Yeah.
when I was like smoking weed every fucking day, all the time, like in my 20s, I did that where I took a break for like a month, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I feel good. But I could not wait to smoke again. Like I couldn't wait. Like I just was like, but I think I just didn't have the mentality. It was just kind of like, I'm doing a month because I need an arbitrary thing to like, and then I just was like, and back to smoking like ridiculous amounts, and I just was back into it.
Well, and that's the thing about weed too, is because then you get the, when you take a month off, you get the tea break.
Oh.
So then you go back.
You feel
to it,
great.
like, oh, this is
like,
way better.
This is why I like it.
I remember.
Mm.
Yeah. It's the cruel plant.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can like stay not drinking until WrestleMania, so I can just buy one beer and just pass out.
Yeah, just one of those big tall boys you can get.
Yeah, just don't eat all day and then have like 2 drinks.
Yeah,
that's good.
This is like my first sugary. This is my first sugary drink. Like all I drink is just water, and so I really am feeling ill right now drinking this.
What is that? Is that just an Arnold Palmer, or is it a special?
Yeah, it's like a strawberry Arnold Palmer.
Oh,
it's not
that
very
sounds
good.
fucking good as hell, actually.
It tastes like watered down, kind of. I don't know. And maybe it's because I haven't had one in a long time. It's just
no, I don't love the strawberry Arnie Palmer either. That's
Arnie Palmer.
Is it
Arnie Palmer?
Yeah, Arnie.
Both parts of the name get a nickname.
Yeah. Where did that come? Oh, I got that from Brett Gelman said Arnie Palmy's in a really shitty movie from like 15, 20 years ago. What was it? It was the movie where Mark
never took off. What the hell?
And it was Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell as cops. What the fuck was that?
God.
I know what movie you're talking about.
It's buried in my mind.
Yeah. Why did I
like
see
that? It was a 2006 movie.
Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys 2, where they switched him out for Will Ferrell. Like it's a Will. Whatever.
It's the other guys is what you're thinking of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the other guys.
There you go, everyone. They were listening, going the Leo DiCaprio point. They knew.
Bad Boys.
Well, to start the episode, I want to put this out there because this is semi-Succ related. I decided I've been kicking around the idea since last year when I found out my buddy Lucas, formerly of Guy Fieri's post-ironic meme bowl. He no longer has that page, but if you've noticed an uptick in the activity from that page, I don't know if anybody follows it. Somebody else is now the owner of it.
Did he sell funny,
it? Yeah, he did sell it, and it's something we've witnessed in the past or been privy to in the past where these transactions go down. But usually, the buying party rebrands the page and does new things with it. Well, they're doing new things with it, but still under the guise of, I think they took the Guy Fieri name off of it. Probably just out of it is probably wise for copyright or whatever, but they're still posting memes with Guy Fieri as part of the the metaphor for the things that they're doing a great job. But the homie Lucas is coming to New York City. He was planning his own trip, and I was like thinking about piggybacking on his trip, and I did it. I bought a plane ticket. I'm coming out to New York City in March. So I'm putting that out there for the listeners because we always joke about the Succ Conclave. And, this is it. This is it. This is the Succ Conclave,
It's true, yeah. And also, Ashley and I will be moving out of the city in May.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, so we kind of we gotta strike,
Yeah, well.
That was really...
This is our last chance to build, to be the Megazord.
Yeah, that was what crystallized it for me. I was like, well, both of them are moving out of New York. I will never go again for like this type of situation. So it's time. So I'm doing it. So all the listeners, if you're super creepy and you want to like stalk me and follow me around in New York City and be like, there he is, it's a guy on this. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Just
That's the guy who makes the cum
just
jokes.
hit me up.
That's him.
Yeah, just hit me up and I'll tell you wherever Phil's going. I've got a little
I'll be posting
tour I'm
constantly,
planning.
so you can find me. You
Yeah.
know, I don't even know what I'm gonna do yet or where I'm gonna stay, and I don't even care yet. You know, like I'll figure that out soon. But I got the plane ticket, so March
Well, that's
7th
my-
through 10th, the Succ Conclave. Get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Come to New York if you're not already there, like most people in the world.
New York
And
City,
we'll
baby.
all get together and we'll talk about social media together in real life.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
I always say though, meet your social media friends, meet your internet friends, and yeah.
Mhm.
So
You may regret it, but usually it's pretty good.
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
time I've
usually
met
it's
anybody from the internet,
great.
it's been good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'd say I
Mhm.
have a much higher success rate than failure, but I have met some people that I was like, oof, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Which we have actually detailed on this show.
Let's
so
talk-
I'll have to try to find the episode, put it in the show notes.
Yeah. Let's get some let's get some names.
Let's name names today, but behind the
yeah.
paywall.
Oh yeah, we'll save that.
Behind the paywall.
Here we go.
Gotta dangle the carrot.
Well, speaking of the paywall, apparently the Lord is in favor of it, or at least a Colorado pastor says that the Lord told him to pocket $1.3 million in a crypto scheme.
Sure.
This is how we do in Colorado. If you're going to
Mhm.
be involved with organized religion and cryptocurrency, you of course that the ultimate grifts together into one holy union. What did you fucking get spec from these people? I mean, give me a break.
I mean, I've
They
got
could
some
have gotten a
stuff.
Jesus coin. That'd been like
Yeah.
way better, I think.
Yeah, it's the sacrament coin.
Yeah.
It's got the little NFT on the. This is his body. On the
This is
blockchain.
his bank account. Yeah.
Some of the quotes from this guy are really fantastic though. Like, because it's just like your typical crypto scheme, you know, but it's got God in it.
Mhm.
But I like that the way that the guy, like, his excuse was that like it's God's fault that like God actually ran the crypto scheme, and he's like
He told
wondering why God did this. So he says, in reality, INDX coin, which is what the coin's called,
Mhm.
is illiquid and practically worthless. The securities division said in a release.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah, like
in
like
crypto-
most of God's promises.
And he said the cryptocurrency was available only on the Kingdom Wealth Exchange, which was their own
yes.
exchange that.
Sure.
And they shut that down. So, and it was never linked to anything else. So that's it. I mean, you if you got this coin, you can't even trade it anywhere. It's not, even if it was worthless and you had it somewhere else, you could like delude yourself into thinking that maybe it would regain value at some point. But nope.
Mhm.
You know what they say? A man can sooner squeeze through the eye of a needle than I'm gonna fuck
Get
it up.
crypto sent off.
Then trade on the Kingdom Wealth Exchange. you should
But-
know this, you guys.
But
You have
the-
to
but even
hodl
best-
the coin to your heart and yeah. Sorry.
The guy said though, this is my favorite quote in the whole thing is, "We took God at his word and sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit." This is the guy who did this saying this. And he said, "What we're believing for still is that God is going to do a miracle. God is going to work a miracle in the financial sector." So you shut it down, and then you're sit down. Yeah, I don't know why God would do this thing, but we're still rooting for him. Maybe he's God.
Well, it goes on to say, I guess it was this guy and his wife, and it says the couple also allegedly spent their investors' funds on a Range Rover, luxury handbags, jewelry, an all-pair, boat rentals, and snowmobile adventures.
Well, God's never gotten to go on a snowmobile adventure.
God
They were
is so
just
good.
trying to, they were just trying to give him back,
What a guy,
Did
man.
they ask Robin Williams' opinion on these?
Robin Williams coin.
Yeah.
It's not backed by any real world currency.
It's colonial silver-based currency.
I just love the depths of the depravity of the American experience, that you can literally be scammed by your religion
Yeah.
via a cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme. Like, how,
For me, it's a
how
beautiful
depraved can it? What the most lowest base moral compass possibly to bring people to? You're a pastor. You're shepherding the people into a cryptocurrency scheme to just steal all of their money. You couldn't just do it with the collection plate. Wasn't that a good enough scheme? No, we need you to invest in God coin.
You needed to invest in a layer of very difficult to trace financial abstraction. It's very important. That's what God wants. God wants the financial abstraction. So it's difficult God doesn't want you to trace the coins.
He apparently would told this line here is saying that what is this guy Regalado told investors they would also tithe, quote unquote, and sow, quote unquote, and cause us helping widows and orphans. But they were just pocketing this money. I love it. Love it. I like this guy.
He was he was also in jail when he was naturally he was in jail for boosting cars before God spoke to him and told him he needed to be a pastor that steals people's money with crypto coins.
Okay.
So
okay.
I do like this guy.
He's a pretty cool guy, I think, overall. I mean,
he's like boosting cars. That's
like the American dream, though. Like, is to just be like a pastor who rips people off.
Yeah.
And like just uses all the money for like their own personal extravagance, and then still outwardly project your own moral superiority, and like be shocked and dismayed with everyone else that God would do this. I love it.
It could happen to worse people, but it could happen to better people too. So it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
should get him on.
Yeah,
Regalado on here.
Bring him on the. We'll promise him some sort of cryptocurrency,
some kind of Succ coin.
Put him in the new GTA.
Imagine you get to heaven and God's like, you don't have any cryptocurrency from the kingdom exchange. You can't come in. You're like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
God's wearing like a Patagonia vest.
You didn't get in on the ground level. You can't get into heaven.
I can't
God's
help you.
blind from like the Ape Live Fest. He's just can't see his cataracts.
Oh my god!
Oh, you want to get in the Ape Fest back here? I'm sorry, bud.
Just the lamest people in heaven ever. Just all of the lamest. That is what heaven. The theoretical heaven that we're sold would be like that. Personally, I believe. The Christian heaven.
Yeah.
Capitalism still exists in heaven. Yeah.
The worst version of it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got crypto here too, but there's only 1,500 exchanges instead of 500,000.
Just the kingdom.
Speaking of worship, something that I think is deserving of worship, the Chicago rat hole started as kind of a meme trend on the internet and has gradually worked its way up into more of a shrine. Now people are paying tribute to the rat hole. In case anybody doesn't know that's listening, if you haven't heard of the Chicago rat hole, it's just a sidewalk in front of someone's house in Chicago. I don't know the specific neighborhood. You don't need to know, because the best part about it is when this concrete was being paved or whatever, a rat, fell into it and left a very perfect, rat impression.
Yeah, like a real belly flop too.
Yeah,
extremely cute.
And there's a guy who's kind of like, I guess he was an artist already, but now he's become kind of the curator of this rat hole. I'm assuming it's because I don't know if he discovered it or if he lives, where the sidewalk is. He had a great quote that I just have to paraphrase about how, there's so many, everyone makes mistakes in life, and this rat apparently, made a very bad one. Memorialized in this hole.
Mhm.
It was funny enough that it was just a rat-shaped hole, but it's now a sensation. People are visiting it. You know, they're pouring out liquor bottles into it. They're filling it with change.
Estradiol pills as well.
Oh yes,
Everybody's getting a piece.
The rat hole is a trans.
It's a trans icon.
The rat hole said trans rights.
People are getting gay married at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there was a gay marriage. There was someone getting proposed to at the rat hole.
I like the idea of like a secular religious thing almost.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have to take a pilgrimage to the rat hole.
Yeah, absolutely. And much better than any religious shrine I can think of personally. I also saw that someone today, I don't know where they were from. They sounded like they were outside of the US by the way they talked. They said, "I'm not of your land, but I share the same appreciation for the rat hole." And it was a cookie cutter that had been shaped perfectly into the shape of the rat hole.
That's great.
And I mean,
I've not seen it. I'm gonna look it up.
Are you serious?
You haven't seen the
gotta
rat
look
hole?
it up right now.
I haven't been on Facebook as much. Chicago Rat Hole has its own Wikipedia page right now.
Yeah, it's not specifically to Facebook, and the whole internet is celebrating.
Oh, whatever. I mean,
I've seen at least one tattoo of it.
Oh man, that's remarkable.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
That happened really fast.
I want to eat loaded cereal out of it.
I want to drink the water from it that pools there.
I don't think it's water currently. I think it's usually. I saw people pouring like Malort or however you say that, like the worst.
So it's
liquor.
sterile. It's got.
This is crazy. It has its own fucking Wikipedia, like a sizable Wikipedia page with all different kinds of. Wow, this is great.
It has taken the world by storm. I mean, a shining light of something good, you know, in the news we normally report on here. This one, I mean, really made my day. So,
yep, the brightest light of 2024 shines from a rat hole in the Chicago sidewalk. Yeah,
I like to think that there's a connection between the pizza rat, the New York pizza rat, and the Chicago rat hole rat.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
it's the same guy.
There's a lineage of these rats that.
I don't know if anybody saw this, but there was a post about the rat hole that I was going through the comments probably when I first heard about it, and this woman in the comments said I can't remember exactly what she said, something like that crazy big apple or something like that. And I screen captured it, so you'll see it on Tungsten Baldo's profile. And I had to ask her, I was like, Chicago is the Big Apple? And she just responded, yep. And I was just like, okay.
What? Who would think? Never heard that in my life.
Cool. It is now.
All cities are the Big Apple to me.
I couldn't decide if I was being fucked with, like if she was actually trolling me better than I could troll her by asking her about it. But yeah, that was another fun thing that came out of the rat hole. It's just that Chicago's the Big Apple, apparently.
Well, I was gonna say that
New York's plenty windy, so right?
That's true. It really is.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say that the rat hole has like I was like impressed that the rat, like it looks like somebody plopped a rat there because the rat, like how did that even happen? Like
stamp, you know?
Yeah, like it like
got flattened.
Yeah. And it's surrounded by, you know, it's like in the middle of the sidewalk or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah,
it's weird. But then I did see that, and I was like, how did it get out? You know, and there are some light. If you look on some of these pictures, there are some scamper marks.
Oh, that's good.
So
I really hope we don't get milkshake ducked by the rat hole. You know, that would be the worst. It's fake. It's the artist put the rat there, and the rat died from it, and now everyone hates the rat hole. You know,
the artist was Banksy.
Yes.
I like to imagine as like this or like religious experience, and like all the Chuck E. Cheeses are having stigmatas and like crying blood. All the robots on stage.
Well, speaking of frauds, and another actually a twist of shining light here, which we'll get to. Just bear with me. A headline that I saw, thanks to Daniel Puwarty. I don't know if I can ever say his last name correctly or not. I saw him posting this Rolling Stones article. The headline, it was just a screenshot, so that builds into the the twist here is that people are sharing this headline of, unfortunately, unknowingly, under false pretenses, that says Disney adults have entered their swinger era. And if you just look at this headline in the byline, it talks about an app for for Disney adults if you're trying to swing. I think it says the byline. Oh damn it, they're trying to make me pay for it now. It says something like when Mickey wants to try Daisy or something awful.
Sure, yeah.
And the people in this picture at face value, you will be like, oh my god, what? No, please. They're holding lightsabers like penises. And the good news, though, if you've seen the screenshot going around, is that these people were just doing a joke on TikTok.
What did I tell you?
Sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Not real.
So I showed
all
this...
Disney adults have been sterilized. We don't have
God, I hope so.
Yeah,
One good thing Biden did.
I had a feeling it was fake when I saw a picture of Goofy and it said "Nuck if you yuck."
Oh no. Well,
Ashley, please say what you're trying to say.
So no, you're fine. So I showed this that video that was going around on TikTok/Twitter to Matt because I had a boss. His name was Spaz, and he was the type of like Disney adult psychopath who would like go to Disney by himself. And he was like a very, very lonely man, but he joined a group on Facebook for like Disney singles because he wanted to meet a pretty lady, right? And it turned out to be like a weird swingers clique at Disney, and they would meet up. So I know that it's a real thing.
Okay.
Definitely believe that for sure.
Yeah.
Another twist in the story.
Yeah, so it's real. This one maybe was
behind.
Yeah.
Right. Behind every joke, there's
a sliver
an
of
element
truth.
Well, to be fair, I was more interested in the actual, because when you're first reading this article, they really bury the lead for a while where they make it sound as if this video is actually based on people with the real intentions of being swingers as, a group, as a demographic, of Disney adults. And it talks about having sex in places in Disneyland or Disney World or whatever, which I don't see how you would get away with. I mean, I believe you could, but I don't think it would be a common enough thing to get away with. That Disney wouldn't be like, hell, cracking down on people trying to
right. If you get caught fucking at Disney, you get the
they kill you, they murder you.
That's true.
Right, they do. They put you in the
gulag.
God, there's so few Disney movies to draw elements from. Shit,
they cut your kneecaps off with a lightsaber.
Imagine you're in the It's a Small World ride, and then there's just like all the people are fucking around you as you're like going.
No.
Anyway, I'm imagining.
I don't want to. Yeah. Imagine it's just like the normal ride, and you're going through, and suddenly there's just two people fucking over there. You're like, oh wait, get down from there.
Doing? I'm trying to watch Mickey over here. Stop fucking each
kids
other.
in this thing.
Each other off.
With you?
It's just the same. I'm picturing the same like custodian chasing all of the fucking people
with like a broom. Knock it off.
You get
get out of here now. Spray bottle.
Just spraying Disney adult, like people with the ears on and their pants down.
Harry Potter tattoo, tramp stamp.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving, people. Well, okay, so I don't know, this transition probably won't work.
Let's try it.
Fucking,
I believe in you. I believe
cartoon
in you.
characters, but Palworld is making quite a splash right now.
We've been playing it.
Hey, what's Palworld?
You can tell us about it.
Seeing a lot of discourse about it, and I do not know what it is.
It is basically it's a Pokemon. It's kind of a Pokemon ripoff, but like I feel like that's like kind of derogatory in that, like, yes, they did crib, like it's like done in the Pokemon style. It is like a Pokemon style game, where you're like, there are pals, which are like fucking Pokemon. A lot of them look remarkably similar to existing Pokemon.
There's an Eevee.
Okay.
Like, it's just an Eevee.
Yeah, there's like, I mean, some of them are just like really just straight up like an existing Pokemon, like almost identical with like a slight color change.
But you can get a monkey and give it a gun.
But you can have a gun and you can
So-
shoot. You can kill the fucking pals. You can
Nice.
they're like they basically took. They just like they don't take themselves very seriously and they just kind of show it for what it is. Like you are enslaving the pals. Like they are like, you are explicitly doing that. Like you're making them work in the fields and like, but it's like cartoonish and like over the top. I don't know how to sort. Like you can build them guns to like defend the your like base.
Yeah.
But I have to say it is a lot of fun. And it's pretty well made game, and it's actually insane. This is like a common criticism, is that it's kind of like Nintendo's fault for not making a game like this. Like, yeah, not, you don't have to do the guns and the overt slavery references, but you could have made like an open world game where you walk around and there are Pokemon around that exist and are walking, and you can like interact with
Arceus, though, right? I mean,
that's what
the prequel Pokemon that came out for Switch. That is what that is. I mean,
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, but it it wasn't executed super well, right? So I think
That's what I keep hearing.
they kind of blew their I think they kind of blew
there's
their chance
you know
with that.
Digimon exists as well. I think a lot of people forget about that
Yes,
one.
absolutely. Absolutely.
But I heard they had like trouble like in the legal department where it was like, okay, well, we can't quite sue Palworld because we don't own the copyrights of sheep or a fox.
Yeah, well,
You know,
that's the
it's
other
like-
thing. That's the other thing where it's like when you like actually think about it, the Pokemon are largely totally uninspired. They're just like it's a sheep that's
Right.
cute. I mean, it's like it's a cartoon anime sheep. I don't know why. Okay, you changed a little bit. It is what it is.
Well,
And
I
that's
saw a
kinda-
meme today that was literally, it was like, sprites or illustrations for what became sprites in the original Dragon Quest game, right next to illustrations that were the basis for sprites in Pokemon's game. It was like 1986, 1996, and there's so many similarities that it's just like,
Yeah.
I think it's one
Well,
thing
you
to
only
try
had
to,
so many pixels to work with back then.
yeah, well, yeah. I think it's one thing to try to defend this. Like, if people are going to take it to court for intellectual property, that's one thing. It's another thing when you have this discourse where people are just like trying to defend Nintendo as if it's so fucked up to steal from Nintendo. And I'm just like, no, please steal from Nintendo. That's
yes,
the one reason
please.
I'm interested in this game, is like, I'm like, yes, please. Everything you can get away with stealing from Nintendo, please do that.
For real. I'm not a Nintendo fangirl. I despise Nintendo, but I'm also, the only games I like are Nintendo games, right? So like, I
Well, the conundrum you
am
built for
at
yourself
their
there.
mercy. Right. I'm at their mercy because I want to play my Mario, I want to play my Zelda. But they're fucking just like Disney. They hold on to their IP in the most awful way. They attack people that infringe on their IP in the most awful, fascistic ways.
They're pretty
And
bad.
I swear to God, I'm gonna gripe because they have not re-released Wind Waker since Wii U, which was an abortive fucking system that no one bought and does not exist anymore. And I think last year I got a new computer and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll try running an emulator, like a GameCube emulator. And
Nintendo
I got
of America showed up at your front door and like,
exactly.
killed you?
I downloaded. I even had like a VPN on and everything. I mean, I'm stupid. I'm dumb. I'm a dumb bitch. But
the bimbo folks.
So I wasn't using it right, probably. But like, listen, I downloaded not even the HD like Wii U version of Wind Waker. I downloaded a ROM from the fucking more than 20 years old version, and immediately, like within the day, was served with our Nintendo of America has contacted us about your theft or whatever, and I was like, fuck you, man. I own this game 3 times.
Yeah.
I can't play it on anything because you fucking ghouls keep it in your vault, and now you want to come after me because you found me seeding a almost 25-year-old game. Like,
insane.
fuck off.
It's so
I
insane.
think they infamously were known for trying to sue King Kong for being too similar to Donkey Kong, and then they of course got shut down. They're like, no, like you can't sue.
It's a monkey.
You can't sue King Kong.
It's a gorilla. You don't own the copyright on it.
Yeah, and King Kong has been around since fucking you guys were making playing cards, bitch.
I know, right? Yeah, that's
fucking
Is
eat
that
my
public
ass.
domain now?
I love the
Yeah.
little pug noises I can hear every.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I love it. Keep it.
No, we
It's
like.
No, don't
cute.
apologize.
Get off my lap.
So cute.
I highly recommend playing Palworld. It's very fun,
It is
and
fun.
Yes.
I don't know. It's really well done. Like you catch the pals, and then they like some of them you can use their abilities like when you have them out, like to interact with the world, which is like how I always pictured Pokemon when I was a kid. Like, oh, it'd be great if I could like ride my Pokemon horse, or like have
And
them
enslave-
breathe
like
fire.
multiplayer.
or
Can you
enslave
play
one.
together?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can host. You can just host a world on your on your computer, and you can even host a persistent server if you wanted to. If you had like an extra computer and you just wanted to like let it run so that anybody your friends could just hop on even when you're not playing.
That's cute.
So
It's really funny because this game is turning into like the savior of Xbox Game Pass.
Oh.
and
Yeah.
and it's people are like, we wonder if the the president of Xbox whatever is like kicking themselves for buying Activision Blizzard for like billions of dollars when they could have just like worked with this.
oh
this,
yeah, oh my
Palworld
god,
system.
it's ridiculous. And the game's
For
also
real.
only $30, which is like it's a lot of content for
Really?
$30
Okay.
to be able to like interact with a fake Pokemon world like pretty extensively
Nice.
That
nice.
rules.
and have guns.
That rules. Yeah. Stick it to fucking Nintendo, y'all.
What are
Get
the AI
get the little
allegations?
fun slavery game.
Yeah. What are
Yes, they
actually?
do.
What are the AI
they're saying-
allegations?
They're saying that like the creatures were made with AI like early on in the process, or like
Hell
they're
yeah.
taken or images taken from Pokemon and tossed into an AI to see what popped out. And then other people try to like
People need
discredit
to
their
do
creations by
that.
like taking like current Pokemon and then the 3D model of them and then kind of like zooming in and out and trying to make the same shape as current Palworld models. And some people got it to work, and I don't know. There's a lot of weird blurring, but I guess if you like keep track of the creation of this whole entire game from like years ago, there's like no proof that any of that happened. And I don't know, they were pretty straightforward saying no, they're created creatures on their own. So I don't know. So far they're covering their tracks really well if they are, but it's
why do
we'll see.
people
Nintendo
believe
fanboys,
that you need AI to make stupid
No,
I mean, they're
Steel?
pretty uninspired. I mean, they're really
Yeah.
bulgy,
I guess.
bulgy little plain textured creatures. Like
I think
That's
it was 2 days
that's just
ago,
the base
someone-
level discourse about AI at this point. It's just anybody hears someone just stole the picture out of my wallet. That must have been AI. Like,
Yeah, I think it was like 2 days ago.
We actually have been
someone,
stealing things for a long time. Actually, I don't know if you're aware of this, but for me particularly, it's fun to use. I'm changing subjects without any transition here, but it's related. It's particularly fun to use AI to make memes because I talked about this with Daniel, who I already brought up, who posted that other meme that we talked about. But Daniel and I have discussed this for a while, that like as meme makers, AI hits different because meme makers always steal shit to make memes. You're just like, it's just part of the process. And maybe it's a little different that if you're taking a screenshot from like a multi-million-dollar franchise movie and making a meme out of it versus like some artist having their personal style stolen. Like, trust me, I do have nuance. I get it. But it's like the other day I posted this meme of I got AI to generate a teal mammoth with titties that had Taco Bell cups hanging from the titties. or utters rather, and it did great. It went viral. A lot of people were liking it. I went to go check my Instagram, and this one guy who runs like a video game shot or something was like, "This is hella funny. Too bad a real artist didn't make it." And I'm just like, bro, did you think an artist should be like sitting around drawing a mammoth with titties getting milk for Baja
You're
Blast?
doing him a favor.
This
Yeah.
is not how this works. Like if
Yeah.
if this meme was going to exist, I was just going to steal a picture or a drawing of a mammoth and hue shift it to blue, and it would still have been stolen, and no one would have gotten paid for it.
Yeah.
And I would still have taken their intellectual property to make my very stupid joke. Like,
Right. And I think we yes, I mean, you're actually almost taking less of anyone's IP to do it if you really think about it. But like, and we've definitely talked about this before. I think people need to have some sort of recognition of the fact that like there is a gray area in many things, and this is one of them. It's like, you can hate AI taking actual illustration jobs for, if you see an album cover that's AI generated, that sucks because an artist would have been paid for that, most likely.
Yeah.
That's different than a fucking meme. Like, you have to know that. You have to. And if you don't, you're a fucking fool, and your complaints don't mean anything. I'm sorry.
I want to take that further and say that if people are listening to this that are on the other side of the argument that would agree that, oh, an artist using, AI to make an album cover and an artist would have been paid for that, like, dial back the rhetoric, because people are doing that anyway. Like, they're not paying artists. They would have done a shittier version of it themselves. So now they're doing AI,
I mean, like, for instance, August Burns Red had, I think, one of the first like openly like AI generated covers, and they're a band who would have paid somebody.
Yeah.
What about that? What was it? Tyler, the Creator, that has one that's like so blatantly AI with like the fucked up faces, or no, that wasn't Tyler, the Creator. Who was it that just came out with that psychedelic? Was it Lil?
Yeah, that was a Lil.
Fuck.
Lil AI, yeah.
Yeah, Lil AI.
All the white people can't remember that rapper's name.
It was Lil Yachty.
Thank you.
Journey.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what I was trying to reference.
But then again, the point of that cover was to look that way. So again, there's a blurry line there, I think, where I don't fault Lil Yachty, because I think it kind of adds to the.
That was on purpose. And
right.
Anyway, I'm trying to antagonize people right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for your well balanced response to this, Willow, as you often do for us in harrowing conversations. But this time, I want to fuck with people. Like, sorry.
that's you're allowed, Phil. You're the bad boy of the podcast.
And speaking of being the bad boy of the podcast, I have to wrap it up here. We're actually running a little over for our mainline episode.
You're welcome.
If you can't believe you've come to the end of another episode of the Succ, if you just need more, well, good news. You can listen to us on Patreon or Spotify. There's another episode this week, so go check it out. And if you can't do that, we'll see you next week. Join us in the Succ Shame posting, or join us in the Discord.
Yes, please come.
Yeah,
Please come.
Please come. I'm on as well.
All right, everybody. Good night. Bye. We love you.
Okay, bye.